then there's the peace sign with the cat.
You give me way too much credit.
I'm just saying.
No.
All right, let's see. We're going live.
Woo.
And let's see what we got here. Make sure we're streaming. Yeah, we're even, we're actually consistent now. We are actually starting up when we're supposed to.
You better find some wood. Let's knock on some wood.
I'm thinking, and go from there. So let's wait for this to show up and make sure we're streaming. But yeah, part of the fun.
All right, where do I go to see the live questions?
If you actually, on the left-hand side of the screen.
Oh, let me go back there.
Okay. You should see Q&A about 4 down on the left. If you move your cursor all the way to the left.
Well, you can also go to the chat room.
Chat room as well. Okay, we are streaming.
I've got that, though.
All right. Yes, that's her.
Okay, so if I go to the screen.
Yep, and move your cursor all the way to the left.
Okay.
There should be a black bar that shows up.
Right, I'm there.
4 down should say Q&A.
There we go.
All right.
All right.
And that will open that up. And, all right, let me get the chat room ready here, too, because we also got a live chat room going. And we have people literally all around the world that come in. It's awesome. By the way, folks, welcome to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. And we are in the pre-show. And just to let you know, we've got the wonderful committee members from GeoWoodstock XIII coming in. And if you've got questions for them, all you have to do is click at the bottom part of your video screen where it says be part of the conversation. You can click on that, and that will bring up the Q&A section. You can actually, before the show actually even starts, you can start putting your Q&A questions in there. And, of course, we've got our chat room as well, which Miss Amy will be monitoring as usual. So, good stuff. We should be covered. So if you got questions about it. If you've never been to a GeoWoodstock before, things like that. If you've been to one, and if you want to know other stuff, we got reams of information to give you, but if you got specified type questions, we'll try to get those as well.
Yes. I know it has ended.
Yes. Hey, FireSafe's here.
Yay.
So let's see. FireSafe, it is in Australia. Let's see. We're going into spring, so you're going into fall now.
No, I think he's summer.
The summer going into fall. They're opposite of us.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see how the weather is down in
sunny, apparently.
Yeah, sunny Oz. Yes. That's awesome.
I wonder if they have horses of a different color.
That's a different kind of Oz. Down there, they're more apt to have a horse with no name.
That is likely to get eaten by something.
Yes, no kidding. The only country completely designed to kill you.
Yeah, no kidding. You land and you start shooting.
Okay, Memphis Mafia, who's there? Oh, Photo Pro got it. Never mind. You guys have your own conversations.
Right?
I just
you
let
do
it
your
go.
thing. We got it.
That's how it works here, Brian. We could be sitting here having a complete conversation on anything, whatever we're talking about with geocaching. They're talking about sauerkraut or recipes for deer jerky or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. They have all sorts of things in the chat room.
So Pie Day's coming up.
Oh, yes. Pie coming up March 14th.
Yes.
Matter of fact, we're going to 2 events.
Yes, and I don't think he could have gotten them further apart if they were on separate ends of the country.
Yeah, one's about an hour south, and the other one's about an hour east, or west, I should say. So we'll just go diagonal and go that way. And we have to find a mystery cache in there as well for that day.
Busy.
So I'm going to be figuring that out tomorrow. Yes.
Yes, kraut.
Yes, I was going to say. See, all we got to do is bring it up, and first thing they talk about is pub with beer.
Yeah,
there is another pub. I was going to see.
Yeah, beer.
They have all sorts
beer
of fun
and
stuff.
kraut.
All around the world, they come here just to talk about stuff.
Now they're talking about pie.
Yeah, of course,
it doesn't take much.
We gotta ask, what's your favorite? I mean, what is your favorite pie besides round?
It doesn't even have to be round, really.
See, I'm originally from the South, so I'm all for the pecan pie.
Yes. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Louisiana.
Really?
That's more south than you.
Really?
here in North Kakalaki.
I'm
The
not
deep
that
south.
geographically
The
challenged.
deep south.
Yeah, deep south.
That's where they have gator pie.
I was going to say he probably had gator once or twice.
Hey, Andy, can you bring Steve Corfman in?
I sure can. Let me send him another invite and get that going. But yeah, for the folks that are new to the show and are coming in for the first time, the pre-show is kind of the show before the show, where we literally talk about just about anything. And people love hearing about our backstories and stuff that we've been involved with during the week and all the different things that are going on. And we just got a ton of things. The weather has finally broken down here where it's actually starting to feel more like North Carolina. And it's great. The weather was getting on and off in the 70s. Actually pushed 80-something yesterday, that type of thing. And so it looks like spring has finally sprung here. I have to feel bad though. We're going to show next week. Because we have guests on tonight with GeoWoodstock, we won't get into it this week. I have to show you what one of our viewers sent to us from upstate New York. And basically, they are in one of the snow belts off the lake.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And let's just say one of the pictures you look at, and you see this little crook thing on the top of the snow, and all you see beyond it is just snow.
That's the roof of their house.
That's the roof of their house. They have to dig down to get into their cars. And the temps are, like, freakishly cold. I mean, once it gets, like, 45 below, who cares? It's cold.
If you have to use below in your temperatures,
especially for people here where it's below 60, then it's parka weather. So yeah, anyway, so that's what we do at the pre-show. We talk about all sorts of weird, funky things. They're still on pie. They're still on pie. Okay, did anybody? I see no coconut here. What's the favorite pies out there, folks?
Apple, blueberry, meat, blackberry.
Meat pie. That's got to be one of our friends from Europe.
No, Australia.
Australia. Okay, fair enough.
Lemon icebox, pumpkin.
Ooh, lemon icebox sounds interesting.
Pumpkin.
Some Edwards icebox pie.
Oh, there you go. I mean, come on. This is good stuff.
This is what we talk about.
This is what we talk about in the pre-show. It's just all sorts of different things.
And you're eating McDonald's.
Yeah, so I mean, that's how it goes. That's
awesome.
how it is. The did have a couple interesting things this week happen. I am now a very, very happy person. If you see, Amy, I'm not trying to put a finger up your nose. Move your head a little bit to the other side. Right there. See that square geocoin right there? That has made me a completely happy man right there. That one geocoin. The other ones are pie geocoins, by the way. But that square one has made me extremely happy. That is a geocoin that goes all the way back to 2006 that I have been looking for 7 years to get.
It's Monopoly.
It's my Monopoly coin. That is one of the first geocoins that I have ever found when I started geocaching back in 2008. And I'll tell you what, if I was ever to be tempted of those being one of the ones that accidentally got lost, that would have been it. And so it didn't. I let it go, and I went it back and put it back into the wild and let it go that way. But I have been trying literally for 7 years to try to get one of these coins. I've checked on eBay. There's been a couple other ones that came out. I think a couple companies, or at least one of the company, put out a Monopoly-like coin, but it wasn't the original coin. And it's funny when you look on the back of the coin, because it was 2006, it had little markings like had over 500,000 geocachers or geocaches in over 200 countries.
Mm-hmm.
Changed a little bit over the years. But yeah, that's all part of it. It's cool. So I actually there's a friend of ours, Lana Kia, and we were Lana Kila, sorry. We were actually at an event earlier in the year, last year, and she brought her book of geocoins that she likes.
And you salivated then.
And I saw it, and I said, "Oh, that one's unregistered." And she said, "Yes." So yes, I had to come up with a pretty sweet geocoin to trade with for that one.
Yeah, because she came to the house Sunday and she was like, "Hell, Andy, I'm ready to trade."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh Lord."
Yeah, so that's how it went.
There was some wheeling and dealing going on.
Yes. Yes,
And
absolutely.
we had to explain the concept of geocoins
Yes,
to some folks,
absolutely. All right, I have to do
which
something
was
here.
interesting.
All right, I have to click this one button right here. Here we go. All right, because I realized that the guys were not going to be able to record tonight, and this is now picking up everything in the show. So that's what that's for.
Okay.
So that's how we get that. We can get everybody.
That will be very useful later on.
It is.
Yes.
It is very useful. Well, it's easier because the way that I had to do things before is we record this live, obviously, and after we're done doing the broadcast, it has to go through a process at YouTube before it actually comes out live for everybody else.
There's a process for YouTube everywhere.
Yes, and so basically I have to wait for that process to end, download the entire video here, take the soundtrack off the video, and turn that into the podcast. Well, I have found out a way of now being able to just record right to the board, and it goes that way. So that makes it a whole lot better for that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, yeah, good stuff. Let's a couple other things. Weather-wise, I was able to go out and do some lunchtime geocaches.
Did you?
That was good.
I did not.
Yeah, you've been kind of she finished your next to last class, so you are now in your last class, yes?
No.
When does that start?
17th.
Okay, so that actually starts at 17th.
First Tuesday.
Okay. So that'll be good.
Yes, sort of.
Yes. So you'll be able to go through and get everything then.
Yeah.
You'll be finished with school and you'll have your master's and.
Assuming I pass the test, yes.
Yes. So that'll be a good one.
Of a $300 test.
That's it. Hey, Steven, saw that you're on. How you doing, sir? You're muted at the moment.
I'm doing well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, well, thank you. We're doing a pre-show right now. We got about 15 minutes before the actual show starts, and good stuff. So, you guys, I've been dying to ask with this. What is some of the stuff that right now, since the pre-show we kind of get into a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff. What is some of the craziness you're going through right now with trying to get everything ready? Are you hitting any roadblocks with that? Everything running smooth, or things that are really going smooth and stuff isn't?
Well, boy, right now, everything's kind of coming to a head. We got to figure out the numbers to put in our final orders for swag and things like that. Got to make sure all the vendors are signed up right, and boy, so many things I can't really think straight in my head now. But no real roadblocks. We've been planning it for a long time, so that's kind of paying off. I'm sure something will go wrong. Things are going okay right now.
That's good, though. Yeah,
And
so
Steve just jinxed us.
with what there now?
Steve just jinxed us.
So with the things that are has anybody else in the committee had anything to do with the GeoWoodstock before? This is all your first time with this?
Many of us have volunteered at one of the events, but none of us actually ran the event.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that's a bit different being on that side of it.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah. Like Brian said, since we've been planning it for several years, a lot of us made a kind of a conscious effort to volunteer for different things, so we could get a good take about everything from running food to the vendors during lunch, or registration and sign up and all sorts of different stuff. So that certainly helped me.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I know a lot of times with I've gone to several GeoWoodstock in the past. This will be Amy's first one, so she's very excited about that. So with the type things, I guess the main things that I have seen in the past that have to be the largest headache for you guys, besides the removal of all the garbage afterwards.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine.
Is of course the amenities. So if you got enough bathrooms and you get the food out right, you're pretty much got over that main hurdle.
Yeah.
Because if there's ever a complaint that I've heard with any of them, it's like either it took too long to get the food
or bathrooms.
or the
Those are going to
bathrooms.
be
Yeah.
your two biggest.
Yeah, bathrooms is one that we're really needing people's help with, because this is where we need people to actually tell us they're coming.
Yes.
The last thing we need is when you and Amy are coming, I mean, you're going to tell us, hey, we're coming. You bought packages for all of you, kind of deal.
Yeah.
So we know what's going on there, but then they got the people who show up the day of. So now we're rolling the dice, going, okay, how many people's going to show up? And then we're like, okay, how many porta potties do we need to match these people?
Yeah,
so
'cause
it's.
Well, one big plus is, there's lots of trees and bushes around. So there's,
Yeah.
Our geocachers.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, buddy, my package says that I get a porta potty. You go get a tree.
There you go.
I kind of fixated on parking for some reason because I've seen that go bad
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
past. So I think we got that covered. But Brian will tell you, I'm always harping about parking.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, no, matter of fact, that's one of the things that I really I enjoy being part of the GeoWoodstock, because usually that means I get to park my car near where we put the equipment, or somewhere over nearby where it is, so it's not where everybody else is. And once it's there, we stay. It's all good. But there's a lot of geocaches out there that just love to go out and find geocaches as part of the experience. So the traffic's got to be nuts.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been working with the local authorities, of course. We've got some highway signs that'll be out, and working with law enforcement and emergency services and all that different stuff. It's been quite a learning experience.
Now, do you guys have the emergency people there, or the first aid?
Yes. Yes, we're actually going to have EMTs on site.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, Amy actually works with the fire department, so she loves those type of things.
They'll be out there the Friday registration event and advanced life support services on the day of the event, and they'll have ATVs and chase vehicles and all sorts of stuff. So
That's awesome.
Cool.
yeah,
That is
hope we don't need to use it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, exactly. But it's good to know when it is there. Guys in the chat room, by the way, we got quite a few people in there. Just to let you know, we have the question and answer section up on the board. So if you want to get in early and get some questions in, we're starting to get them in now. If you would start putting in your questions by just clicking at the bottom of your screen in the video, you'll be able to get into the conversation and start asking your questions for the guys for GeoWoodstock XIII. The sooner you get them in, we can kind of go over them and then start going. But we're already starting to get them in, so I figured I'd let you know before we actually start the show in about 10 minutes. So, by the way, folks, welcome for the people that are coming in. Welcome to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. We are in the pre-show, and we are here with a couple of the guys from GeoWoodstock XIII. We are getting very excited because May is going to be here before you know it. And, man, it is, if you are not booked, matter of fact, I don't know, Brian, if it was you or Steve or whoever put out and said, if you don't have your hotel booked by now, it is time.
Oh, we actually opened up a new block of hotels working. So Washington County is our host, and just to the west of us is Berkeley County, West Virginia, and they opened up some rooms too, and we have those packages online now too.
That's awesome.
Good. And I actually like that you guys did that, because that area is just wonderful.
We actually signed up
I really like that area.
months ago, and already
Yeah, it was already
most of the
packed.
chains were
Yeah,
booked.
it was already packed.
Yeah, Frederick, the town of Frederick is nearby as well. Maybe 20, 30 minutes away. And that's a pretty big city. They've got rooms there as well, though we don't have any special deals there. That's a good place to check also.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's times, you end up driving that 15, 20 miles to away because a lot of people get booked there. And if you got any other kind of events going on at the same time, it just adds to it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and just south of the event is Sharpsburg. They're going to have a parade the same day of the event.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah, lots going on. It's going to be a great time.
That's good. I am so looking forward to it. I love
I do too.
GeoWoodstock. It is so great. It's just you get to it's a giant family reunion for geocachers. I mean, we just love meeting up with people that we haven't seen since the last one, and
talking and eating.
Talking and eating. That's all geocachers need.
What more could you want?
And we'll be getting more into the food and all that in a few minutes when we get into the show. But yeah, it's awesome. That is really, really great. Is there anything, since we got about 7 minutes before we actually start up, is there anything that you guys need from Amy and myself as far as anything that you want to spotlight over the next, besides telling everybody to keep remembering to get yourself booked up, but even that's going to be running out of time pretty soon.
Will attends. Post your will attends.
Yes. Yeah, that's the big thing. Absolutely.
And the other part we get a lot of questions about is, are we going to go Giga? And we can't go Giga unless people say they're coming and show up.
Yep.
And individually is what you guys are wanting.
Well, there's
right?
2 registrations, and I think that might get with people too. Is you have to put the will attend in the for the site on geocaching.com, but you also have to register on Woodstock XIII site.
Yeah, but you have to
okay, so let's make sure we clarify.
Yep.
So registration, you can do it for free. It's not required.
Right.
And now Groundspeak hasn't really said would they take our registrations or not, registration site, but they are saying that we are watching the will attends.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
I feed the actual registration numbers from the website into them pretty regularly as well.
That's good. And like Amy said, don't put yourself in the will attend as a group.
A team.
Put it in as who is individually attending.
Yeah.
So that, the numbers are more accurate.
That's important for the Giga numbers.
Yeah. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And I believe just today we have some history records from GeoWoodstock.com for 7, 9, 10, 11, and 12 Woodstocks, and I think just today we passed all of them. So.
Oh really?
Oh wow! That's awesome.
For paid registrations, we have more paid registrations as of today.
Oh man,
than those set of 5.
That is awesome.
That is very cool.
That is awesome. I love it, and it's great. The more, the merrier, and we want more. I want that Giga status. I mean, I want that to happen.
Yeah. Well, they put out that email Groundspeak did just a few days ago about 2 new Giga events. I don't know if you saw that. But
no, I haven't seen that one yet. I'll have to check it out. It's like
yeah, it was on their blog, I think, and I got a notification in my email, and I got really excited and then a little bit let down, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Build up, and it's like, ah.
Yeah. Now that's got to be Europe or some other country besides the United States.
Yeah, I think they're both in Germany again.
Yeah. Oh, Germany's nuts! They love that. I mean, they will come out of the.
Did you look at their attended logs for their Giga?
No.
7,000. Over 7,000 attended logs.
Gosh.
I think they had, what was it, and I'm going to get this wrong, but I think it was CoinFest a year or 2 back was one of the first ones that they actually hit close to Giga or at Giga, because there was just tons and tons for those. They love it there. And it's not just Germany. They come from all the other countries around there and just swarm. I mean, that's got to be nuts. That is a lot of people.
Yeah, I'd like to get over there for one of those sometimes for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
It'll happen here in the States probably next year, maybe this year, I hope.
That would be a riot. I would have to have, of course, that's the beauty about geocaching. All we have to say is, hey, we're coming to Germany. Could somebody help us out? We will. Somebody from Germany will say, come on, we'll take you. Don't worry about it. That is one of the only activities that I know where I can sit there and literally say, I want to go to this country. And within a very short amount of time, I will have several people coming up and saying, we will take you to places the tourists do not go.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. It really is. I love geocachers. They're great.
I went on a cruise to Bermuda last year, I think, and contacted somebody there, and they set up an event for me, and they met us on the dock, and it was great. It was amazing.
Yeah, it is really cool, and I love that too, because they set up events for you to come in and just make a big meet and greet with everybody else, and that is the way to do it. It really is. Awesome stuff. All right, folks, we got about 3 more minutes that's going in. I think we're just about ready. We're starting to get more questions in, which is awesome. I am going to make sure.
Actually, they're talking smack about the Germans.
Oh, are they already?
Yeah. Like, those darn Germans
and
and their
gigas.
gigas.
Hey, I'll tell you what. It is a from what I've talked with Eric and some of the folks from Groundspeak, they are incredibly personable. They absolutely love geocaching. And I'll tell you what, you put just a traditional out, they're like, what's that?
Yeah.
You've got to have that extra stage multi, or you've got to have that puzzle cache, or you've got to have this. We need when you have countries out there that a day trek to get a geocache, you're talking some serious geocachers.
I have a coworker who's been to, and he and his wife have been to Germany several times and just absolutely love it.
Yeah,
the people are just very, very nice.
Yeah, it is great. We love it, and that's the beauty of all around the world. It's everybody's got their own style, everybody's got their own way of doing things, and man.
Apparently, Mark's Amy is very competitive when she goes geocaching.
Really?
Oh yeah.
That has I can't remember now. Mark is Banana Sauce from OB Podcast, over in the UK, and. His significant other, who's also named Amy,
she's cool like that,
is I don't remember her being quite as competitive when it came to geocaching. I think that
he said she was very competitive.
Well, I've seen some of the recent pictures on Facebook and that, and she's down in the trenches
like
digging out under a bush or something,
under a bridge, digging out a. I'm like, wow.
Oh yeah,
go Amy.
Yeah. So once you get hooked, so just saying.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we got just about another minute. We'll be wrapping up the pre-show. Thank you so much for stopping on by for that. The actual GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast is going to be starting up in about a minute.
If it's Mafia wants to see a Giga flash mob.
That would indeed be interesting.
That'd be like the Boston Marathon flash mob.
Yeah, just kind of show up, just completely
close off roads and flash mob.
And everybody pull out their kazoos for 15 minutes and then go.
Wouldn't that be hilarious?
That would be something to say. Wow.
Welcome to our show. This is
well, don't laugh, because I think there was actually a mega flash mob that got recorded with Sonny and Sandy for Podcaster for the WWFM, the WWFM 11. I think they had a mega flash mob. That's got to be still wow. All right, folks, it is 8:30 Eastern Time. I think we are just about ready. So sit back, relax, get your favorite libation, your favorite snack, and it's going to be one of those nights, is it? Wow. All right. Get those questions in by clicking on the bottom of your screen for the video where it says be part of the conversation, and start putting in your questions now, and we will get to them as much as we possibly can. And, of course, we've got our live chat room for you to go as well. So you got multiple areas to get your stuff in, and we will go from there. And it's going to be time to start the show. So sit back and relax. The GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast is going to be coming at you momentarily. All right. The GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast is a proud member of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. Hello, and welcome to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. I'm your host, Andy HeadHardHat Smith, and I am here with the one, the only, the delightful, the delicious, the non-sick wife, Amy. Man, it seems like we just were here.
Yeah, like Sunday.
Last week, my wife, Amy, was
my wife.
My
like
wife.
Me.
Yeah, that's how I put it together. My wife Amy and I were.
Nothing gets past you, does it?
I'm trying.
What happened there?
We went through and we couldn't do the show on Thursday because Amy was just not so hot. And so we ended up going through and doing the show Sunday night at 7:30. And I'm thinking, because of that fantastic little thing that we're giving away this week, 4 people, maybe 5, might get a chance to go after this guy. And this is that beautiful coin and coinsandpins.com Pi Geocoin that we were giving away this week. And I'm thinking, a few people might, we only had, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday to get your answers.
You were mistaken about a few, weren't you?
Filled up just as much, if not more, than we normally do. So I believe people have been watching. That's a good thing.
A couple.
Yeah. So even if we came in half week, we still got a ton of people going for the coin tonight.
Awesome.
And congratulations to all of them. We're going to have a lot of fun. If you haven't noticed, we have a couple of guests with us tonight. And we will be getting to Brian and Steven in just a moment. But let's get some of this other formalities out of the way. It is March 12th, 2015, and in the next hour or so, both co-host wife Amy, the HeadHardHatress, and I will bring you some interesting information and tidbits about the game, the sport, yes, the obsession, known as geocaching. This week, it's been more of an Ingress week for me. The weather, it's one of those things, the traffic where I get out of work has been just ferocious, and there's this one exit.
You can't even talk
What?
about ferocious traffic.
Oh, well, see, she goes all the way. She's got like an hour ride.
You got like a 20-minute drive.
It is now much better, thank you.
Yeah.
But it gives me a great excuse to go out and do some augmented reality type stuff. So we went through, and I stopped off, I think, on Tuesday and just had an Ingress 2-hour fest. And went nuts. Geocaching-wise, not so much. I did some lunchtime geocaches and went that way. And how about you, since you're now feeling better?
I did nothing.
Nothing. We have to work it. She worked.
I did.
And you will be glad to know that wife Amy is now wrapping up her final next-to-last class. So her master's...
That's finished.
That's finished.
I
okay.
start my last class on 17th.
One more to go for her master's. So,
woohoo! Yeah.
That'll be cool.
And what do I do?
Go geocaching.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. Good stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much what we've had this week.
And apparently the basketball playoffs are going on.
Oh yeah, I heard basketball might be doing it.
Yeah.
And it might be a little bit popular down here in North Kakalaki.
Yeah, Carolina played today.
Yeah, and I see Ping Voyager, which I'm going to let him slide, saying "Let's go Buckeyes."
Yeah, he's a Buckeyes. He's from Ohio, I believe.
Yeah, no, well, I'm from Michigan, so I'm just saying.
Well, Michigan played today too.
Did they?
Yeah.
Did we say how we did?
I think we won.
Yay!
I think.
Go blue or green, whoever.
I don't know.
We'll see who wins. More details on that. So yeah, good stuff. Lots of fun stuff.
We're
and
such
stuff,
basketball fans.
Stuff coming up. Who played? What is this?
Seahawks.
So we got stuff coming up on Saturday. So Pi Day.
Cowboys.
Saturday for the Pi Day. So yeah, lots of good stuff. We'll get into more details with that later on in the show. But we want to get to our guests. But before we do that, let's get this last little part here. So you say to yourself, all the craziness. Self, you say, we have the pre-show with all that background information that you get from Amy and myself all the time, and all the other information that you can get from us that you just can't get watching the standard show. And stop talking to the people in the chat room because that comes up over the mic.
Sorry.
She always does that. She's sitting there reading the chat room, having the conversation, talking to the chat room. And, yeah, that makes it interesting.
Sorry. You edit that part out, though, don't you?
No.
Oh.
No.
That's a little awkward, isn't it?
Yeah, only when you do it. So, yes, you say to yourself, how do you get into this nut house with all these guys and see what's going on each and every week? Well, it's really simple. So you can watch the show live and get in touch with us. You can watch the live feed by joining us in the chat room with geocachers from literally around the planet by going to www.geosnippits.com on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, with the pre-show starting at 8. We also have our social media links on our website, including for you to subscribe on our YouTube channel. The two main things that you want to get hooked up with us on social media is, one, Google+, because that's where we ask a lot of the geocachers out there for information when we try to get ready for a show. And you guys are fantastic about getting back with us whenever we have questions that we want to get feedback from you guys. Also is YouTube. Every time we do a podcast like this, every time we do a vlog, every time we do anything that goes out in video format, if you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, you instantly get it once it is produced. So it's a great way that you don't have to go out fishing for this stuff. It's right there in your subscribe box. Finally, we have our voicemail line where you can call in your questions, your comments, or suggestions by calling 919-341-9519, or you don't even have to wait about for those phone charges. You can go to geosnippits.com, and on the right side of the screen is our Send Voicemail tab. Click on that, and you can get up to 3 minutes to talk about anything you want, your geocaching milestones, your achievements, different questions and comments about what you want to have on the show coming up, or about past shows, anything that you want to talk geocaching related, and we'd be more than glad to bring that on the show as well. All right, great stuff. Normally we have viewer feedback, but since we have our guest tonight, we're going to bypass right past that and move on. Let's do this thing. Tonight's episode is brought to you in part by Cache-Advance.com for all your geocaching needs. Cache-Advance.com, go find it. And also by
CoinsandPins.com. The best place to get custom coins, geocoins, lapel pins, and patches made. Go through our GeoSnippits links and use the promo code HardHat for a 10% discount. And FYI for our listeners, you can sign up for their newsletter to get notified of when new coins and patches are available for sale. We're very thankful to all of our sponsors, and if you want to see more of their products, be sure to go to our GeoSnippits websites and simply click on their logos. Not only do you get great deals, but it helps our program as well.
Yeah, and also if you go to our sponsors corner that's on geosnippits.com, we've got all updated stuff, brand new features, promo codes, all that's there. Just go to geosnippits.com, click on the sponsors corner link, and you can look up all the different things from GX Proxy, coinsandpins.com, cache-advance.com. They've got some really good stuff coming up, especially if you're going to be attending some of these events in that. Really, really good stuff that you can get and come prepared as you come to said event. All right, good stuff. Let's move on. Yeehaw! Yep. GeoWoodstock XIII GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, episode 104. And we have got some fantastic guys who have been very patient and putting up with all the craziness that we have in the pre-show and waiting to come on here. And we are very fortunate to have two of the guys from the committee from GeoWoodstock XIII. And I'm going to turn on the question and answer part over here so that we can start getting those in. And we're getting questions in right now. Just to let you know, if you're watching the video live right now, click on the bottom of the screen where it says be part of the conversation of the video, and you can put in some questions to the guys while we're doing the show and in our chat room as usual. So Amy will be monitoring the chat room, I'll be monitoring the questions, and we'll get some more stuff to the guys as we go through. But let's introduce them. We have Brian Cooley, and we also have Steve Corfman from GeoWoodstock XIII. Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. How's it going?
Awesome. Steve, how you doing as well?
I'm doing well, thanks, and thanks for having us on.
Oh, we appreciate it. We love having you guys on. It is so exciting with GeoWoodstock. It's one of those, it's the granddaddy of geocaching events. This is the big one, and there may be geocaching events out there of larger status when it comes to the number of people. When it comes to GeoWoodstock, this is the Rose Bowl. as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to
it's the Super Bowl
or the Super Bowl. Well, it depends if you like college or pro.
I'm a pro.
And I'll leave that right there. So yeah, it's exciting. It's the traditional one you gotta go to. You absolutely have to be there. And you guys are right smack in the middle of getting this stuff ready, and Memorial Day weekend's coming quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sure is. I think that there's 45 days left in registration, and we're going like gangbusters trying to get everything ready for you all to come out and see us. We can't wait.
Wow. Well, why don't we start right off the bat and just go over the basics as far as GeoWoodstock XIII, and just kind of give an overview what's going to be coming up, and then we'll start drilling down from there.
All right. Like Steve said, let's see. We are officially, to tell you the exact number of days.
Not that they're counting.
No, not at all.
TikTok.
71 days until GeoWoodstock XIII.
Wow.
And it sounds like it's a million miles away, but it's there before a blink of an eye.
Yes.
Oh, it was like January was like yesterday.
I bet.
I know.
So, no, I mean, things are going good. Things are going really, really good. We've got a lot of people who've done their registrations to where if people who didn't catch it on the pre-show, for all the data we have accumulated for 5 of the last GeoWoodstocks, we have more paid registrations as of today than any of those 5.
Wow. That's awesome.
So a big piece of that's our location, because where we're located, I mean, we're dead center of the Mid-Atlantic, large number of cachers in this region. And when you think about Woodstock, you think about how a lot of people will do it for a drive trip. So it's just close enough to be able to pull a lot of people in.
Yeah, absolutely. Where is it at exactly?
It is about 5 to 6 miles south of Hagerstown, Maryland. It's pretty close to the middle of the state, east-west wise, and maybe an hour and a half north of D.C. Same distance west of Baltimore.
Yeah, because a lot of people I know who are geocachers are going to want to hit D.C.
That's exactly what I was going to ask, how far it was from D.C.
Yeah, well, it always depends on traffic around that place.
Yeah, especially if you've driven around D.C., you know what that means.
Yeah, I know.
But there's when I first started caching after I moved out here, I went down to D.C. and I walked for 9 hours getting all the virtuals down on the mall. It's a great place. They have trolleys you can get on and off of and do all the virtuals down there and see the museums. It's a great place.
Right.
Absolutely, and I know a lot of people. That's the first thing they go is they hear about all the virtuals and they got to try it. And if you haven't been to DC, it's definitely an interesting place to go with that. Of course, the first thing I'm thinking about is a blue crab, more on the East Coast, but that's different. I'm just saying. With GeoWoodstock, where exactly where is it going to be held at, and what kind of an area is that?
All right, so the physical location is the Washington County Agricultural Expo. It's very similar to your county fairgrounds in a way, except for this one's actually really nice. They have 3 covered pole barns. Just imagine a paved pavilion, 2 of which are 60 by 200. Then another one I want to say is 60 by like 180. So those are covered. So we're dedicating one of those to our vendors, dedicating one to our caterer, and dedicating the other to our main stage. So our main stage is covered this year to where you're not sitting out in the heat while going through the ceremonies. Then other parts on the grounds we do have an enclosed building where registration is going to be, and some of our other events like our store and some other pieces will be inside there. But it's well developed, well maintained, and it's unique because it also has a historical living village down on the edge of it, where it's buildings located from the county, been relocated there, historical style buildings to include like a church, a general store, a blacksmith shop, and we're going to have people in the village to be able to provide support to everyone, just so you can see a living history while you're there.
And I think that's one of the main things that you guys really are stressing with GeoWoodstock XIII is all the fantastic historical value of being in that area.
Yes.
it's a great place. You know, Antietam National Battlefield, South Mountain Battlefield is close by. Gettysburg is just an hour or two north, I think. So tons of Civil War history in that area. It's populated, but it's rural as well. So lots of farms and things like that. And you know, the venue, like Brian said, is great. There's lots of cover, but it's outdoors. So yeah, it's and the county and the Visitors Bureau have been working with us, been real generous, and they're as excited as we are about this.
You know, speaking of which, why don't you give some a little bit of shout-outs for, I know having the community involved in things like this. Do you have some of the organizations and things that you want to give a shout-out while we're here?
All right, so like Steve mentioned, the county. So the Washington County Visitors Bureau, Convention and Visitors Bureau, been involved from day one. When we started shopping this around for areas, one of our committee members, Dwight Wingert, went to the county and talked to them. They actually wanted us more than we wanted them. So, I mean, I hate to say it like that, but it's true. I mean, we were shopping it around trying to see what's best available, but they came to us and said, "This is what we can give you."
Yeah.
But they understand the geotourism side of it.
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly right.
There's some dollars coming into a place that, and it's wonderful for that.
So I think it's a good. But the thing is that they've supported geocaching the whole time. Washington County is already home to its current geotrail. For the Friday before the event, the city of Hagerstown, which is the hub of Washington County, is hosting its own little geotrail that evening for a Path Tag Award. And so as a whole, the region loves geocaching. They understand the value. Other organizations that are supporting us are the Maryland Geocaching Society. Steve and I are both members of MGS, and they've supported us since day one. Whenever times were tough in the beginning, we needed a little seed money. They were able to donate money to us to help get us started, which was nice because you don't realize just what you need to pay for up front,
right?
With nothing.
Yeah.
So those guys really helped us out in the beginning.
Yep.
Then
volunteers from all over the region, Novigo, the Northern Virginia Geocaching Association, the Delaware Geocaching Association, everybody just around the region has really come in and helped us out.
That's awesome. Now, Valena in the chat room with our question and answer asked, will there be any new WB Tim gadget caches set up around or nearby to GeoWoodstock XIII?
New Tim caches. Can we talk about this, Steve?
Well, there is a new Berkeley County, West Virginia is kind of the home to a lot of geotrails that Tim has developed caches for. And after the event in June, I think they're launching another trail. They tend to do one once a year. So I've heard that a couple of those caches may be available before the trail launches.
Ooh, I love it.
That really is a rumor. It's just something I heard. It's not something
we won't tell anybody
about it or anything. And Tim's an integral part. He's on the committee for the event.
Will he be at Woodstock?
Tim will be giving a session at Woodstock.
Will be.
Yay!
Awesome. I love
a session called Creative Cache Making.
Go figure.
Demonstrating how he goes through his process of making gadget caches. And he does talk from time to time with the gal that's heading up the lab caches. And that's all I'll say about that. So he's involved.
That is awesome. That is great.
So if you want to see Tim, I'll go ahead and sell you the time on when Tim's going to be available as soon as my computer scrolls. So if you want to see Tim and see how to build a creative cache at noon on Saturday at the main stage, come check out Tim in his seminar. If you've never heard Tim speak, you watch his YouTube channel, and it's fun watching his YouTube channel. Yeah. In person, he's 10 times better.
Oh,
yes. Yes.
Yeah, we had the privilege last year in March, and about a year ago, that we actually went
this weekend.
Yeah, that we literally Literally, it was her birthday, and they literally did a birthday cake. Tim made a Gadget Cash birthday cake for her when we went to the event last year. So he is an amazing person. The interview that we did with him is amazing. Yeah. He is somebody that you really want to talk to.
Yeah, he's a great person.
And he's heading up our PR. I'm sure you could figure out why we.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'll tell you what. You better like stories when you talk to Tim because they are coming.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now some of the stuff that you had on here as well. Meal with barbecue served all day, and of course you're in Maryland. What else are you gonna have? Crab cakes.
We locked down our crab cake vendor today.
Did ya?
Yeah.
So Firehouse Crab Balls will be on site vending. Now this is separate from your standard meal package, so this will be a cash sales vendor.
Right.
However,
I got cash.
add that to your budget, Andy.
It's gone. Between the swag, which we'll get into it a little bit, and the food, forget it. It's over.
Yeah, it's my first GeoWoodstock.
So, but other food we'll have on site. All right. So we've got the barbecue. Now barbecue is actually a cacher from Pennsylvania that we went and tried out. He has his own barbecue company and his own fairgrounds, shall we say, up in Brandywine, Pennsylvania. But we went and tried his food, and it's delicious. So he's coming on board, and great food. I recommend the pulled pork myself. However, they do also offer chicken breast, cheeseburgers, hot dogs, veggie burgers, and also nuggets for the kids.
Hot dogs come with buns.
Yeah, with buns.
All right. Well, you never know.
I get that here.
No,
and
that's
then the other fun part is we locked in. The Washington County Farm Bureau has a booth out there that's there 24/7 year round, to where they are actually offering local ice cream.
Ooh.
So the milk is from local cows, and it is sent to a facility just across the state line of Pennsylvania, and then they buy it and bring it back.
Hey,
So,
there's nothing
Did I
like
just
local.
hear a moo?
Hey, you never know. Anything can happen in GeoWoodstock. I'm just going to say there might be some interesting pictures.
We have some first-timers going to GeoWoodstock,
Okay.
myself included.
Right.
So,
Yep.
what do we all need to know before we get there? I mean, he's not going to be working the entire time.
We'll see. Well,
so you think? So
it'll
you
be a
think?
balance.
Yeah, he's going to work sometimes, but he's not going to be working the entire time.
Well, we've got, aside from those few food vendors, we've got, there's going to be a ton of geocaching and outdoor-related vendors.
Okay.
So if you want to see and purchase some stuff that has to do with geocaching or related stuff, bring cash, because you'll never find a better place to talk to all the vendors and compare stuff and handle stuff and buy stuff. So that's very important. If you're into path tags, bring lots of them. You'll never have an opportunity to trade path tags like you do at GeoWoodstock. It's amazing. And I'll make a plug while I'm talking about path tags. We've got a custom GeoWoodstock XIII give back, tag back on pathtags.com. So thanks to those guys. So if you're getting path tags for GeoWoodstock, we hope you choose that back. Helps us out. And man, just the sheer number of geocachers is phenomenal. If you like to be social with geocaching, you'll be wore out at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Now, are they doing the trading this year with the path tags as far as use? I've seen in past events where you start off with 5 or 6 path tags that are all the same, and the idea is you go and you trade with other people until you get one of each of the whatever number of path tags are available.
We discussed this. We actually sat down and we played the pros and cons of each deciding point. And we said that this year we're going to go ahead and give you all 6. So you're not going to worry about getting 5 or having 6 of the same, then having to trade, then getting stuck without the manatee or something like that, and walking around forever trying to find.
Having 2 cows and 1 chicken and one,
So there I am walking around Lakeland trying to find 1 manatee.
Yes.
So,
If you want one, I've got it on the United States board behind me. I'm just saying.
So whenever you buy a path tag set, you're getting all 6 of our designer path tags. All 6 path tags are unique and drawn by one of our local Maryland geocachers. And the fun part about this now, we'll just say it now. We are not going to tell you what's on the tags until you show up.
I love surprises like that. That is awesome.
It's like Christmas.
It is. That's
Absolutely.
our favorite thing.
Now, and it's also remember, so for our guests out there, please understand, we're not showing it to you because we don't think it's any good. We're not showing it to you because we're keeping up a tradition.
Awesome.
And we wouldn't sell them if we didn't think they were awesome anyways.
Right?
So.
Yeah.
Do you see her lit up like a Christmas tree right now? Just the
It's
thought.
like Christmas.
We have created such a monster with her since she's gotten into geocaching when it comes to, and we might as well jump into this with swag. Now, you guys said, and I don't know if it was mentioned just a little while ago, you actually have 35 vendors and counting right now.
Yes.
That is amazingly cool.
Yes.
So
and one
if
of
you
them
go-
is working the whole time.
All right, so now if you want to see who the vendors are,
Yes.
go to our website, GeoWoodstock.com,
Okay.
go to our info tab, and to sponsors and vendors.
I'll do it later.
There you go. Good stuff. Now, they've got... I'm actually trying to follow some on this, too, because when she
Okay.
gets going, it's like a beagle on a stick, too. I'm just saying.
Oh, he has a list. I'm sorry.
With the vendors and that, we were going to talk about the swag stuff. What goodies
Yeah,
with
let's
the
talk
swag?
about that.
All right, so official swag. One item designed by one of our co-hosts, Steve Corfman, is our Cashkins. Our Cashkins is unique. And we can go ahead and disclose that one. Our Cashkins is a peace sign. Oh, Steve's looking for it. Here we go.
I love
I'm not
it.
going to find it.
So
I have to-
it's a peace sign with the Maryland flag overlaid over top of it. So it's unique.
Got it.
Well, we got
That's
named
not
it.
it. I've
That's all right.
seen-
Keep going, Steve. We got it.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, I love the headgear.
Yeah. If it was rainbow, I'd wear it.
Oh,
So check out our website.
Yeah, check out the website.
Same as the vendors, but however, go to our event store, and it's under trackables.
Okay, Brian. One of our people in the chat room wants to know if there's any way that they can help.
So the volunteer list will be published here. Last time we talked, we said we are going to say the first week in March. Well, we had a delay because we were trying to reevaluate some pieces and do some changes. When we got lucky, we got additional parking area to make sure everybody can fit.
Mhm.
So we did some quick changes, so that will be coming out shortly.
yes. You heard it here first. It'll be out this month.
Awesome.
Before GeoWoodstock, we promised to have this.
That's a plus.
So where can they check to see the volunteer list?
All right, volunteer list will be published to GeoWoodstock.com.
Okay.
I want to say it has its own. Let's see if I can find it and tell you where. Volunteer will be under account. Once you log in, go to account, click volunteer, and you can pick from multiple choices. You could dress up as Signal. You can be Signal's handler, work in our store. You can also help support some of the vendors, or work around the facilities is another area that we need a lot of people.
Yeah, because there's actually there's a geocacher that's from North Carolina by the name of NC Biscuit.
Mhm.
She has been Signal, I think, at just about every GeoWoodstock.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's always kind of cool to know. It's like I did not know that. So there's a little background information you may or may have not known for that. Of course, you mentioned the fresh ice cream, which lit her world. Some of the other things too, though, you have is like GeoCoin Poker.
Yeah,
Poker's back this year.
Woohoo!
So there's a place on the website to sign up for that. Brian's going to have to help me with that one. I'm not a
Alright.
geek, and I always lose.
All right, so poker. So we're working with the guys from Direct Mint. Pete and Sonia Schuer are going to be hosting it for us. They actually host it every year at Midwest GeoBash, and we figured we'd bring them on because they bring all the stuff, they set everything up. There's actually a nice professional feel environment. So it's a registration. So you go on, you sign up, and you're going to register for it. The day of the event, they're going to grab 40 off of that list, random choices.
Mhm.
So now to play the poker, you have to bring with you 3 unregistered or unactivated out of circulation coins.
Mm-hmm.
And so people ask, why do they have to be out of circulation? Because honestly, it makes the value that much higher for the winner.
Yes.
Now we also limit it to say you cannot include cashkins, and you cannot include microcoins.
Fair
Like I
enough.
said, and these are the rules that we put in place just so we can increase the value to the winner. So when I say value to the winner, what does the winner get? The winner gets half of the pot.
Mm-hmm.
So you got 40 people, 3 coins apiece. That's 120 coins.
That's a
So the
bunch.
winner gets half of the pot. And then second place gets his cut, and third place gets his cut. So if you're into poker, or if you're a geocacher and your husband's not, you can bring him off. It's like a tot lot for husbands. And they'll keep them occupied for about 3 hours if they're really good. And at the end of the day, one winner will be awarded, and basically they do not play to a tie. One winner will be awarded, and then he'll get his cut.
Wow. That is amazingly cool. Now, there's a lot of things on the grounds as well to do, is there not?
All right, so on the grounds, we have a Civil War encampment that's going to be on the grounds. So if you're not familiar with what the Civil War encampments are, this is actually going to be a campground set up in historical setting or historical setup. So the tents, the campfire, everything there, then all the reenactors will be in historical garb, and will be there for you to come and visit, and just be able to see that side of the history.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's
I
going to
have
be
a friend
awesome.
who does that.
Yeah, that is really, really good.
Yeah.
All right. Other stuff, and I think Steve can talk to some of this too. The Puzzle Cache workshop is going to be on the grounds.
Really?
Yeah. We're looking at a couple of one kind of a puzzle cache solving 101, and then another seminar that's going to be just after that is it's not how to make the physical cache container like Tim is going to talk about, but how to make the cache finding experience exciting for people hunting your cache. Also a seminar on benchmarking, which is great. So really looking forward to that. We have a really cool logbook that's going to be a surprise for this year. We've been working on that for quite a while. And let's see, we mentioned the historical village that's there, so the blacksmith shop is going to be have docents there taking people through, and there's kind of a history museum and an old auto museum that's on the grounds as well.
Sounds awesome.
That's
Now,
all good.
Will there be any lab caches there this year?
We will have lab caches on the grounds.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
And I will go ahead and say it now. There's plans for 2 West Virginia Tim lab caches.
Awesome. Dibs. Just saying.
Call dibs on a
Sure, I can. It's my show. I'll do it. Just saying. So that's awesome. I mean, that's fantastic. Great news. I love this. Now, you also have Geo Olympics.
Yeah, so you're probably familiar if you've been to a large event where they'll have an event like, give you coordinates and you try and find those coordinates and plant a flag as close to where you think they are, the closest to the pin game. And there'll be a couple of other GPS usage games that people can choose to participate in or not at any time during the day. And we'll collect you'll submit your answer or plant your flag, and we'll award prizes for those in the afternoon.
That is fantastic. I love it. Anything to just there's so much to do.
Anything that keeps him busy is awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna have a kid zone, kid gaming zone. So some kids caches, coloring. Toss the ammo can. Don't hit your wife with it.
See, there's always stipulation.
There's always a catch in there.
That's what thwackers are for. Just saying.
That's right.
Got those orange things back there that look like 2x4s, but are
Yeah.
actually made out of sponge foam.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Oh man, what else is going on?
Yeah, keep going.
Let's see.
I'll work on the pressure.
That's all right. The other
Oh.
one that was bringing up too was, and I hope it doesn't throw you off on that, is GeoDogs.
Okay. So GeoPets. Let's just say GeoPets, because we posted it to our website, our Facebook page today, and one of our committee members actually owns a cow, and is joking that she's going to bring the cow with her.
Awesome.
Okay, so
Now-
here's your rules.
We actually met somebody who takes their ferret geocaching.
They have a geocaching ferret.
Okay, so here's the rules. GeoPets must be kind and courteous animals. So if your dog has some issues working around other people, please don't bring your dog.
Right.
If your cow's not real friendly, this is probably not the place.
The bull is not the one you want to bring. I'm just saying.
So,
If
but
any bites, please don't bring it.
now the other part is, so they have to. This is okay. So it's a fairgrounds. Please understand, it's an agricultural exposition area. So you can bring odd animals with you, but they have to be on leash. So.
Well, yeah, you got to have a good leash for your cow.
How do you leash train a cow?
Very carefully.
And then the other part is must clean up after your cow.
That's
That would
incredibly
take
important.
a big bag.
I'm going to say the bags that you normally have for, well, we've been with newfies, so we know it's got to be close.
Gotta be close,
So yeah, absolutely clean up afterwards. Nobody wants anything beyond that. Oh, that's good stuff. You were going to say something a little bit before that with other things going on.
Oh, one other thing, path tag seminar. So if you want to know the history of path tags and do some, actually hear them talk about how the process goes and all that. Actually, the guys from path tags are going to be hosting their own workshop where they'll be able to come in and talk to you and tell you about, A, the history, B, like the process that it goes through.
That's awesome.
And big shout out to Path Tags. They're a big sponsor, so thanks to them. And we're going to actually have, you might be used to a travel bug trading area, which we're going to have. And we're also going to have a designated place to meet up and trade path tags. So rather than just wander around aimlessly looking for folks to trade with, which is great, you'll be doing lots of that. But if you want to go to an area specifically for that, that'll be set up as well.
Well, awesome. Can't wait. Yeah, that is really, really cool. Now, some of the other things that, and you, like you said, making sure that the personal path tags are there to bring on. What should some of the people do to prepare as far as if they do want to go geocaching on the grounds, things like that?
So on the grounds, there's actually, as of today, there are 2 caches on the grounds, physical caches. Here's our path tag back if you can see Steve's screen.
Oh, hang on. Let me bring that over, Steve, just a sec.
Yep.
Oh, there we go. Very nice.
Well, the focus isn't so good, but there you go.
There you go.
That's nice.
All right. So now, like I said, on the grounds we have 2 of them. One of the caches has been there for years. It's your standard LPC. The other cache on the grounds is a unique one for the Washington County Geo Trail. It may have been designed by Tim, but it's not a gadget.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's on the grounds we have those 2. We're gonna have some labs on the grounds. The biggest piece is we're probably not going to litter the grounds with additional caches, but what you can plan for is plenty of caches in the area.
Mm-hmm.
So for people coming out, you might want to plan ahead of time. Download that pocket query before you come out, just so you know where you're going, what some of the pieces that's going to be around. Because if you want to live off the cell towers, you can try. But imagine bringing 5,000 people to a rural area. The cell towers are going to work from time to time, and there's going to be probably a few times where they get a little shaky. So download your stuff in advance is a big piece.
Yeah, that is definitely a plus, having your own GPS unit for that, as opposed to relying off your cell phone. Now, I was looking over the list of some of the other things that you had in here. One that caught my eye was benchmarking seminar.
Yeah.
That is something that I love the historical value off of that.
Yeah, there's the local cachers here. There's a lot of benchmarking around, and the Maryland Society of Surveyors is coming in. They're cachers, the ones giving the presentation. They're going to teach all about the different types of, they're not all benchmarks. So you'll learn about that, how to read them, how to tell whether you're finding the actual one you're looking for, because there's a lot of distracting ones nearby the one you're actually looking for, and things like that, and some history. And they're also working on a geo trail that highlights benchmarks. That's not going to be ready, I don't think, in time for the event. But very knowledgeable folks. It's a great seminar. I've seen a version of it a couple times before. And if you're not into benchmarking, it's quite a lot of fun, and this is a great seminar, so come on by.
That's awesome. Now, the other thing, too, that Michael from the question and answers asked, not only path tags, are they going to be trading X tags?
Okay, so X tags, if you want to trade X tags, that's on you. We're just saying this is a trackable tag trading area. We're not limiting it just to path tags only. Awesome. So if you bring your X tags with you and want to trade, if people want to trade with you, that's up to them.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not going to limit you from being able to trade your X tags.
No X tags for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Let's see, other stuff, local area. People love not only going to Woodstock, some people come in early to check around things and even stay late when it comes. Is there any areas around and things to look for locally that might interest people as well?
So we talked about the Hagerstown City Park Geo Trail kickoff. Hagerstown City Park is rated by many magazines as being one of the most beautiful city parks in America. It is the city of Hagerstown's hosting this, and they're going to put out 5 geocaches, and this is a Friday afternoon event. I want to say it's from 1 to 5, and you can come out and walk around the park, find the 5 caches, and it's a path tag award at the end. No cost to you.
Wow, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And also on GeoWoodstock.com under the info tab, there's an area geocaching section. Bunch of trails in the area, of course, and we've got some bookmark lists up that we continue to grow. One thing, a lot of people like to get as many icons as they can in a day because they can get a mega event icon and a regular event icon and all those other ones. The tough one for this GeoWoodstock is going to be a webcam cache. There aren't any within about 50 miles of the event.
Wow.
There is one in Washington, D.C. I think it's still working. There's a couple in Maryland, but there's nothing very nearby the event. So plan ahead for that if you want to do that sort of thing.
Awesome. Now, I did see a big advertisement about the bike event. How's that working?
So the bike event is going to be hosted by Wes Ramsey, host of GeoWoodstock XIII. Wes has been working with us since we put in our bid packet, and once he registered for the event, he asked, hey, how can I help, and where, if I want to host my own event, when and where would be a good spot. And he's been working with some of our caches out in Washington County, who's been trying to give ideas in some certain areas. And at the end of the day, they came up with this bike event idea in Hancock, Maryland. Hancock, Maryland is about 20-25 minutes to our northwest, from ground zero to the northwest. And so if you bring your bike, bring it out there. It's a paved trail. It's actually a rail trail. So the Western Maryland Rail Trail. And they're going to actually hold an event, go down and ride. If you don't have an event, he is working with there's actually a bike shop in Hancock that is going to rent out bikes as well.
Oh, wow.
So keep your eye on that, and Wes will be updating his cache page as things go along.
Yeah, and that's going to be a great event. I've done a couple of bike events out of the same area in the past. It's a great level trail along the Potomac and the C&O Canal area, so lots of fun, easy riding. There's a great earth cache out that way as well.
Man. The other cool thing that caught my eye with this is night caching in power trails. Sleepy Creek, what's that about?
Sleepy Creek Wildlife Management Areas in West Virginia, Berkeley County, West Virginia. From ground zero at Woodstock to there, I want to say it's maybe about a 35-45 minute drive. Out there they have a power trail, a GeoArt power trail. Then out there at night they have some Tim and Dwight Wingert, also known as Snert, created night caches out there as well. I think I've gotten all but one of the night caches, and they're all quality.
Yeah, they're great night caches. Yeah, in the same area is this. It's called Take Me Home Country Roads Power Trail out there, and you'll find that on the area geocaching page as well. That's a GeoArt. So solve them in advance, and there's some shortcuts to doing that. There's actually a web page you can go to and answer a subset of the questions on the cache pages, and you can get the whole GPX file to download for the whole trail. So that's really handy. So check that out in advance. Sleepy Creek is one of my favorite places. I go camping up there a lot, and the caches are awesome. So.
And then to the south in let's say it's Jefferson County, West Virginia, in Harpers Ferry, Charlestown area, is the West Virginia Star caches. So another GeoArt for you to be able to do, and those are easy to solve, easy to find caches, and that's another GeoArt just to the south.
So the way I figure it, we're going to need about 2 weeks.
I was going to say
to hit stuff, and just start a week before and stay a week after. Just
I don't have 2 weeks.
We'll have to work something out or fly you back. We'll work it out. That's okay.
Fly
That's
you
all right.
back.
Come on down. You can. I'll put you up at my place.
There you go. See, I can work for him anywhere. It really doesn't matter. So that's all good. So speaking of going and venturing around in Maryland, what should people be aware of when out geocaching in Maryland? I love talking about the creepy, the crawly, the different things that you need to be aware of.
How about the weather? Does it swing one way or another? Is it kind of bipolar up there?
We've got ticks and pointy sticks, so watch out for those.
Mm-hmm.
The weather that time of year is typically really nice, low humidity, 70s, lower 70s. But it can thunderstorm that time of year, so be prepared for that. And it can be crazy hot, or it can be quite cool. That's kind of in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, so be prepared for some various weather.
Awesome.
And poison ivy's out here as well. So
all right.
Stuff that a lot of people are used to dealing with, and it's here. So.
Well, geocachers are pretty resilient when it comes to things, but some areas more than other. I know of other other geocaching woodstocks where things like ticks, you might want to, depending on the area of where you're at, you want to definitely want to be prepared for that. How are the ticks in Maryland?
It varies. It's been a cold winter, so I don't suspect they'll be quite as bad as they might usually be, but they can be pretty bad.
Yeah, pretty.
So bring that repellent, and grab your partner and have them do a tick check when you get back inside, and all those typical safe things you need to do to take care of yourself.
Yeah, and of course, like any place, because there are venomous, and even if it's not venomous, nobody wants to get bit by a snake or a critter. Poke it with a stick, folks, before you stick your hand in someplace. Make sure that you're safe as possible with that. Wow, good stuff. I think we hit a lot of the other ones. If people want to contact you or get more information about GeoWoodstock XIII, where do they need to go?
So we got multiple places. So if you are into social media, check out our Facebook page. It is just GeoWoodstock XIII is our Facebook profile. So GeoWoodstock XIII. Or if you want to contact us via our website, go to GeoWoodstock.com, and there's a Contact Us function. And Steve usually gets to them before I do. But we're pretty quick about getting back to you on the questions you have. Looking through some of the questions on the Q&A, the Wizard GeoArt is to the east in Baltimore, and that's roughly about an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours east in the Dundalk area. And then the Cashkins is not part of the VIP package. Cashkins is separate. It's only $5.
Yeah, not part of any package. That's an a la carte purchase.
Yeah, and it's an a la carte, beautiful tag. And let's see what else we got in here to make sure we cover all the pieces. Got the lab caches. And my question is for Amy, what are you looking forward to the most? Because we want to make sure we want to give you the best experience you can get.
You know what? Honestly, I have absolutely no expectations whatsoever. I don't know what to expect. Huh?
She doesn't have a reference point.
That's so easy to fix. That's awesome.
We got you covered.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I went to the Going Caching event
In Rome, Georgia.
In Rome, Georgia.
Yeah.
But that's the only large event I've ever been to.
Now take the amount of people that were at Rome, Georgia, and just exponentially go out with it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I have no reference point at all. So whatever you guys do is going to be awesome. I have no expectations whatsoever.
Well, that'll be easy to please.
So you guys have it made.
I think a lot of things.
I'm just excited. I'm excited to go, so it doesn't really matter to me. It really doesn't. I am so easy to please with this stuff. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah, I think a lot of times when you go through and you have all these different activities, and is the schedule up yet as far as all the different things going on the website? As far as
I think I finalized it yesterday. We've got an all-hands committee meeting on Saturday, and I'm going to go over it there, and if it's all good, it'll go up over the weekend.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna look at this.
Change, of course.
That's pretty neat. Let's do that. But I'm gonna get there and go, oh my God!
Yeah.
And my little head is gonna explode because there's gonna be so much to do. So yeah.
Yeah.
Now the other things, just some fun facts for you guys. So first time GeoWoodstockers, you're not going to be alone, Amy. So according to our registration system, and there is room for a little error here, of the over 2,000 that are coming to Woodstock, 1,370 is going to be at their first Woodstock.
Really?
That's a half.
Yeah, that was an amazing statistic.
That was
We've
not-
heard that, and to see it play out is amazing. I mean, almost everybody's a first-time GeoWoodstocker. So
This is going to be such a fantastic opportunity to show people the right way to understand how an event works.
Somebody in the
That's
chat
awesome.
room said that it's her first time too going to a GeoWoodstock, and she has no expectations either because she has no reference point.
yeah, I see that.
I would definitely say if there was something to really from going to past ones that I've been in there, if you definitely plan out your activities on what you want to definitely see and mark those. So in other words, when the schedule goes out and it says this is happening at this time and there. Now, actually, this brings up a really good point. On the fairgrounds, how packed or how spread out are the different areas around there? So what I'm looking for is walking time to get from one spot to a next.
Yeah, that's
while
the
you're
only
at
thing
the
that's
events.
going to be.
Yeah, and some of them have been real spread out in the past, and some of them are a little packed. This is somewhere. Everything's within easy walking distance. It's not all packed together. It's a big area, but all the main buildings and events and catering and all that stuff and handicap parking and things like that are within less than a minute walk. It's all right there together.
That's awesome.
Now, what kind of traffic should people expect when if they do, say, the different battlefields and different things like that are in the area?
So depending on what angle you come from, we recommend coming in from the north. It is a wide 2-lane highway with wide shoulders. So I mean, it's a state highway. So it's a well-maintained road. We'll have the signage up, but as it is with every other GeoWoodstock, everybody's going to be coming in at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna have police interaction. We'll have some other things just to try and keep it going. But as a whole, I mean, trying to get everybody in and trying to get everybody out safely, that's the most important part, is the safety factor. So plan in advance. Plan in advance on getting there. If you get there 5 minutes before we open, we're not going to kick you off the grounds. But
we have open camping, so the grounds are going to be open in the morning before the event starts, but we won't open the registration and stuff and vendors until promptly at 9 o'clock. So,
Okay.
When since we do have so many new people coming in, when do you recommend to start making sure that you're at least in the area to get into to start parking in the morning? What time would be a good time to start it?
so it depends on what you want to be there for. So the vendors are going to be open all day.
Right.
Registration is going to be open all day, and you can pick up your registration packet Friday night. So you can come in the night before, save yourself some time, pick up your registration packet, see the vendors there. Majority of our vendors are going to be open that evening. and even be able to spot some of the lab caches, some of those pieces there. So that's an added bonus. And so that event's going to run from 5 to 9. Yeah, 4 hours for that one. So you can come in on Friday night and do that.
Yeah, great opportunity to get your registration packet and sign a log, meet some people, buy some stuff, have a good time, and give yourself more time the next day to do other things.
Yeah, I highly, highly recommend going to the registration on Friday night. And I'm going to tell you right off the bat, you're going to see the line and go, holy cow. It goes through fast. It really does.
Well,
yeah. And they have large events at this venue all the time. So, you know, the sheriff's office and stuff, they know what they're doing. There'll be a line, I'm sure, but it'll move fast, like you say.
Yeah, it really is. And it's a great place for people to mingle as well and just start getting used to the festivities, and it's really fun. But yes, I highly recommend if you can, by all means, get there on Friday evening to get to the registration event. That is definitely a plus.
While I'm thinking about it, the CO is going to kill me, but there's a series of caches along that highway called Road to GeoWoodstock. Please be safe and smart, and try not to stop and get those at 9 in the morning on Saturday like everybody else is going to try. Save those for some other day, because it is a state highway. It's high speed, so be careful. Okay.
Yeah, and usually if it's like any other GeoWoodstock that happens there too, there's a line. Geocaching at a GeoWoodstock's usually kind of interesting anyways, because it's not like, oh, I will go find the geocache and I will be fine. There's a line of 30 people waiting to get to that geocache, and the last person at the end of the line is the one that's got to put it back.
I never saw it.
That's right. And let's talk about the Tim caches.
There you go.
Expect a line at the Tim cache.
Yeah.
Be courteous to your friends. Let them solve it. Let them play with it. But also be courteous to those around you when you're playing with it. If you can't figure it out, ask for help.
Yes. Don't force anything.
No.
Don't force them.
Yes, absolutely.
And we didn't talk about it, but we might as well mention it. Something we're going to do special this year. Saturday night is typically the Midnight Madness coin event.
Right.
So if you're still into trading coins or pat tags, it's a great spot to go do it. One of our vendors is hosting it, Oak Coins. However, we're going to throw on something special this year. That same time at our main stage area, we are going to screen the Geocaching International Film Festival films.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome. I did not know that.
It's all the films. We're going to do them back to back. So bring some popcorn, chips. Just clean up after yourself, please.
Yes.
And sit down and enjoy it. And it's just another thing to do that evening. And you can come in, sign in at the Midnight Madness, do some trading, do that, and head over and watch some movies.
We will be watching the movie.
We're going to have some fun, I'm telling you. All right, guys, this has been awesome. We actually have to continue with the rest of the show, but this has been fantastic talking with you. Thank you so much for being on. We got so much really great information with this, and we really appreciate it.
We could talk for another hour.
Easily. If you've got any other final things that you want to say to the fine folks before we do this, now would be the time.
Well, if anybody's out west listening to us and wants to know the process we went through to bid and win for GeoWoodstock, please contact us. We've learned a ton through this whole process, and we know it's tough, and we can help you out. All the other past hosts have been great for us, so give us a shout, and we'll tell you whatever we know that can help you. We'd love to see it go all over the place.
Right down to the letters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then lastly, we want to make sure we thank everybody. So there's so many people outpouring the volunteer work, not just the prior host, but anyone and everyone around who wants to help. And it's not like we're trying to ignore everyone. It's just we only have so much room for help. So please don't be discouraged from trying to help. Volunteer. Come on out. If you volunteer with GeoWoodstock, you will get a special coin if you are one of the official volunteers. But ahead of this, we have a large committee of people doing this. These guys are working hard to make sure this is the best event for everybody. And this wouldn't be possible because I'll tell you right now, Steve and I do a lot right now as it is. But we'd be doing so much more if it weren't for these great people around us. So there's 4 of us on the head committee. Then on the planning committee, grand total of 26 of us. That's trying to make this the best we can for you guys. So this wouldn't be possible without them.
It is greatly appreciated for every one of them, and thank you so much. Just to let everybody know, Amy and I will be there at GeoWoodstock, and yes, I will actually be working part of the show if she's not dragging me to each and every part of it. So we will be walking around and talking with everybody.
I get you have to work some of it.
Yes. Some of it, absolutely. But we're going to be doing some of the podcasts there as well.
Yes.
And, gentlemen, now is the best time to let you know is that if you've got people that you would like to have interviewed and talk about all the things that are going on with GeoWoodstock, now we'd love to have you guys stop on by and get involved with that as well. Do you know if any of the other, because Memphis Mafia asked in the question and answer, is anybody else besides us podcast-wise expected to be there? I know Sunny and Sandy are trying to get there. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But do you know if anybody else is making it?
All right. Sunny and Sandy's trying. I know you guys are going to be there. I haven't heard from Daryl yet if he's coming. And then lastly, I know Josh the Vlogger's trying to come out as well.
Awesome.
And a newer podcast, CashInRelease.com, he's trying to come up. Mike Miller from Florida.
Awesome.
He's trying to come up as well, but he's not guaranteed yet.
All right.
Cool.
So hopefully we'll get everybody together because that's a little reunion for us as well to talk with everybody. But it's fantastic. I love it, and thank you guys so ever much for everything that you're doing for this. I know we're so excited about it. She's going to be beaming for the next 2 months till we get there. I'm just saying. So thank you so much for coming on with the show. If you need to have more information, by all means, let us know. We'd be glad to announce whatever you need or have you back on the show.
Yeah.
Whatever you need, we greatly do appreciate it.
Well, thank you guys.
Great.
All right. Well, you can stick around if you want or take off however you want to work, but we actually need to finish up the rest of the show.
Give away stuff. And
we got stuff to give away.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thank you so much, Steve and Brian. And man, I can't wait to meet you guys face-to-face when we're out there. That'll be fantastic.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Thank you. All right, guys, let's move on. Wow.
Your support helps keep all of the GeoSnippits Reboot shows running along. Please consider making a PayPal donation through the link on our website to support our efforts and your ongoing entertainment. From all of us at GeoSnippits, we thank you.
Absolutely, and we actually have a lot of new people that are joining into our Patreon campaign, and we really do appreciate it. Every little bit literally helps keep the lights on, and we're able to go through and enjoy being able to bring all this wonderful geocaching information to you each and every week. So thank you so much for the people that are part of the Patreon program. You're going to get all those rewards and so much more coming up over in 2015. And so thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, moving on. All right, it is time for the GeoSnippits Geocaching Cash Dash. Now, let me explain what this is. We have sponsors from all parts of the geocaching world out there, and they want to tell you about their products and services that they provide. And to do that, they send us some of those products, and we take them and we switcheroo, turn them into prizes, and give them out to you each and every week. And
it's magic.
It is like magic. It's like Christmas and magic all rolled up in one. The GeoSnippits Geocaching. I'm excited. I'm sorry. I'm geeked now. GeoSnippits Geocaching Cash Dash is how that works. And last week for episode 103, Miss Amy, why don't we show them what the prize is, which is like, holy cow, I can't believe this.
I'm supposed to speak now, I think.
Yes.
From coinsandpins.com, it's the Pi Geocoin.
3.14, that's Pi. Not Apple, not Blueberry, but mathematic.
Yes, yes, yes.
Excellent coin. Man, this is beautiful. Guess what, guys? Coins and Pins sold out on these things twice within hours.
Yes.
I know with Cash Dash Advance, they tried. They're sold out with hours. Mm-hmm. This is it. Mm-hmm. This is going out to a lucky winner tonight. Mm-hmm. All right. Why don't we go over the question?
Question is, or was, still is, what are the next 3 digits after 3.14?
And they are?
The answer is 159.
159. All right. Now, the way this works is very simple. I'm going to bring up on the board over here, and I'm going to put this over here so you can see it a little bit better. I'm going to bring up the board, and I already have it set up. Of all the people that answered correctly. Now, I have on my...
We're all winners.
We're all winners. Don't get me started. That is warped America. I'm just saying. All right, so what I have
Love the hat.
You see this hat? Yes, that's awesome. I love Google. Google's awesome. Yeah. So, anyways,
I love it.
we have.
You're so funny.
I actually did all Halloween like that too. That's always fun.
Yes, you did.
So I have my random number generator here that goes from.
That's what he did too.
Right, from 1 to all the correct answers. And the way is Miss Amy is going to flip her magic geocoin here, and hopefully catch it and not lose it. And
I didn't lose it last time.
It got never mind.
Misplaced.
We're running long. Anyways, if, say, for example, the random number on this tablet was 4, and she picked heads, we would count 1, 2, 3, 4 from the list of correct answers. If it was tails, we would count up 4 from the bottom, and that would be the winner. Miss Amy, as she gulps her thing, looking at me like, please don't interrupt me as we're going, and pointing to her head, which I have absolutely no idea.
It's heads.
Oh, I don't even want to know what you had tails. I'm just saying. All right. Anyways, moving on.
Easy.
All right. So I've got the random number, and let me go down. I'm just saying.
People are never going to watch us
1,
again.
2, 3, 4. All right. Let's go. We have got.
With my shamrock and nails.
Let me see. And the winner is, and they have the correct answer, Joshua Campo, and yes, I will put this over here so you can type that. Joshua Campo, who says, great podcast, just found you guys. Welcome, 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 Joshua. You are the winner, and I'm going to mark this over here so that we have there, of that fantastic pie coin. Now, we apologize. We were actually going to get the pie coin out 2 weeks ago, but we missed the episodes and we just couldn't do it. So this is going to come a little bit late. We're going
I told him to do it by himself, but he wouldn't.
Yeah, you don't want to just listen to me. It's boring. Anyways, you got to have her. She's comic relief. So we need to. So we're going to get the coin out to you as quick as you can. Unfortunately, it's not going to get to you fast enough for Saturday, but that's how it goes. It's still a fantastic, beautiful coin, and there's only so many that are out there. So it's already, they're done, they're sold out, they're gone. So that's pretty darn neat. They are gone. So you might say to yourself, wait a minute, how do we get into this? How do we make ourselves eligible so we can win some of the prizes from the cash advance? Arg. We have, thank you, to get, you got me completely off now. Thank you, Miss Amy. I'm just saying, Steve's being creative. I love it. Hey, whatever works. Hey, if you've got that kind of sense of humor, I can't wait for GeoWoodstock.
That's what I do.
It's what you do.
Between me and him.
Oh, man. To be eligible to win, all you have to do is send in your correct answers for this week's show by this upcoming Wednesday, which would be March 18th by 12 noon Eastern Time, and you email your answers to GSReboot, that's GSREBOOT @gmail.com. Subject line Q1, episode 104 for this episode. All correct answers must be or will be put in a drawing just like you saw, and some weeks we actually give out an extra prize right here live on the show. We're not going to do that this week because we're already running a bit late, but we do it once a month. We haven't done it for March yet. We only got a couple weeks left, so I'm telling you, that little bird's going to be telling me either next week or the following week. One of those two, we're going to give away a prize live right on the show for our live viewing audience. All right, Miss Amy, let's jump right into question 104.
All right. The prize is Show the Nice
This
People.
This is a beautiful prize. I love this. This, again, is from our friends at coinsandpins.com.
Yep. It is the Heartfelt Geocoin.
It has a beautiful set of seahorses on the back, and on the front is a heart, which is gorgeous, gold base to it, and it has a quote from William Shakespeare that says, "When I saw you, I fell in love, and you smiled because you knew." This is a coin she gave for me for Valentine's Day. That's why not this one, but I'm just saying, it's a beautiful coin, and it's something that you want to give to somebody special and have part of your collection. I am just saying. That is the prize for this week. What's the question?
The question is, Which GeoWoodstock was held in Raleigh, North Carolina?
That's right here in Raleigh, North Kakalaki.
And please do not type the answer in the chat room.
Yes, we had GeoWoodstock here in Raleigh, North Kakalaki. Which GeoWoodstock was it? Send your answers in, and we will get that to you. I actually have 3 here, which that needs to be a 4.
Yes, it does.
All right, and we will find out next week. All right, let's wrap this puppy up. Good luck to everybody. All right, folks, we hope you enjoyed this show. I know we did. We're geeked. This is awesome. We can't wait for GeoWoodstock 13. We want to thank Stephen and Brian for all the things that they brought to the table today, given all the information and a lot of background stuff, too. It was really cool. We really appreciate you guys for being on. Thank you ever so much. Please let us know what you think about the show for tonight and any night, and suggestions for other future shows that you would like to have as well. Please consider becoming a patron if you are not already. Again, it helps support the show. It just shows that you're backing us up, and you have confidence with us. Is now that we're past the 100 mark with a number of episodes, we want to keep this on, and we need your help to do it. Please consider becoming a patron. It's for something as simple as $1 a week. I'm just saying. Also tell other geocachers about the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast so that they can come in and also take advantage of all the fantastic information that comes to you each and every week.
We want to thank our sponsors, cash-advance.com and coinsandpins.com. Want to thank Annie HeadHardHat Smith, and thanks to everyone watching and our chat room. Please keep those comments coming in, and we'll see y'all next time.
That's right. Special thanks to the delightful wife, Amy. Thank you, darling, and it's so good to have you healthy again. She's no fun when she's not. I'm just saying. All right. We got some upcoming shows. We're going to be talking about quick tips. So if you have a tip that you would want to tell a new geocacher, one tip, one point, one bullet point on what you would tell a new geocacher about geocaching as a tip, send it in to gsreboot@gmail.com. We're also going to have some areas on our social networks for Google+, Facebook, and Twitter. Send them in to us, and we will incorporate all those and get them into a single show about quick tips. All right, folks, that's it. We hope you have a great one, and we will see you next week on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for another spine-tingling background GeoWoodstock goodness-filled show of the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. And as we like to say out on the GeoSnippits Studios, see you out on the trails, folks. Bye-bye. Please be sure to join us each and every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for another episode of the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, right here on the GeoSnippits website at www.geosnippits.com. The video version of our show is available on YouTube, and the audio version is available on iTunes, Stitcher, Blueberry, the Tech Podcast Network, and many of your favorite podcatchers. We love hearing from our viewers and listeners, so please leave your feedback by emailing us at gsreboot@gmail.com, visit us through our social media sites, or contact us via our voicemail line at 919-341-9519. Or visit us through our website, send voicemail tab. GeoSnippits Reboot is a HeadHardHat production and is produced by Amy and Andy Smith. This show is copyright 2015 by Andrew T. Smith. All rights reserved.
Easy for you to say.
When I get it, yeah. Well, actually not as tongue-tied as I normally am. All right, folks, well, thank you so much for stopping on by. This was really an amazingly good show. We loved having Stephen and Brian. Guys, thank you for sticking around. Loved having you on. And you guys have a safe week out there. Be safe. The weather's nuts. We're starting to get into spring, and with everything melting and heating up and moving around, and that's just in the United States. Our friends on the other side of the world are starting to freeze in. We're sorry. We're just saying. So be safe out there. The weather's going to be nuts, and we want you here back next week for the next episode of the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. Have a great one. Bye-bye.